In the spiritual history of India, the first period was luminous with the discovery of the spirit by the Vedic rishis. Their keyword was yajna. This was followed by the Upanishadic rishis, who rediscovered the Vedic experience but gave it a new form. Their keyword was Brahman. The power of intuition was their means, and they laid the spiritual foundation of Indian civilization. Upon this foundation was built the second period, which laid the intellectual and philosophical foundations of Indian culture. It was an age of reason that spiritualized the mind of India. Their keyword was dharma. Upon this foundation of dharma was the luxurious flowering of Indian civilization into elaborate details of an opulent living. This was the third period in which Puranas and Tantra flourished. If Bhakti was the keyword to the Puranas, Shakti was the keyword to Tantra. They spiritualized the emotions, the life will, and the life of sensations of the civilization. It was the age of devotion and the age of power in India. By this time, what began with a small group of rishis had spread to cover the whole civilization and the wider Asia. The last period saw the attempt to spiritualize the body with the power of Hatha Yoga. However, this still awaits the discovery of the true characteristic method and power of spirit in the body. This period also saw the decline of Indian civilization under the impact of foreign invasions. The European colonization was a wake-up call upon India. Whatever temporary destruction this impact of European life and culture caused, on the positive side, it led to three needed impulses. It revived the dormant intellectual and critical impulse. It rehabilitated life and awakened the desire of new creation. It put the reviving Indian spirit face to face with novel conditions and ideals, and the urgent necessity of understanding, assimilating, and conquering them. India's rebirth began with social reformation movements with a spiritual orientation. Poets sourced their inspiration from ancient roots and promoted a new vision of Mother India. Artists gave birth to new forms of the ancient spirit. The ancient spiritual experience was recovered by three spiritual giants from Bengal. Sri Ramakrishna realized in himself all the spiritual wisdom of the ages. Swami Vivekananda's speech at Chicago was the most powerful message to the world that the giant Shakti of India was waking up. Sri Aurobindo awakened the will to freedom in India upon a spiritual foundation. He saw that the freedom and rebirth of India was only a step on the way, and that there was a greater role for India in the world. The world was heading for an evolutionary crisis. The human mind had reached a stage in its evolution. It had to go beyond the power of rational intelligence to a greater consciousness. But the ancient wisdom of India was fragmented and scattered into many schools of yoga that were incompatible. Sri Aurobindo recovered the secrets of the Veda through his own spiritual experiences. He mapped the entire spiritual history of India, synthesized its various schools of yoga, and gave birth to integral yoga, a yoga for the evolutionary transformation of human nature. He discovered the key to the divinization of the body, which the Hatha Yogins and Tantrics had missed. His integral yoga was in its principle a taking up and summarizing and completing of the ancient historic process that had been unfolding in India. It is a yoga that brought together the spirit and matter, individual and collective evolution for a divine life on earth. Sri Aurobindo synthesized the Eastern and Western ideas of evolution and boldly declared that humans are transitional beings. They are not final. Evolution continues and humans will be surpassed. This is the future awaiting humanity. This is an unprecedented adventure of consciousness on earth, and India is destined to play a leading role in this adventure. We do not belong to the past dawns, but to the noons of the future.